Welcome back. This is your host NTO Martin02, back again with TomoDachi Life Living the Dream, where in today's video, we'll be going over the clothing customization tutorial for Yumeko Jabami. For those of you guys joining here today, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more TomoDachi content. Thank you. For those of you guys wondering why it's taken so long to upload this one, kind of back to my original video, for the most part, would say the tutorial is quite tedious. At the same time, my videos don't exactly get uploaded like the day of, immediately after recording, which is a little problematic. What I do try to kind of hang on to is making sure that I can push out just enough videos to kind of hold me over to the next month or two. You know, give myself a little bit of breathing room. Alright, setting that aside, so what I'm going to do here is actually go for a pleated skirt design, which is part of the costume. And then I just have my reference photo to the side so I can kind of like rush back and forth to it. Of course, strangely enough, on just search results alone, for costume pieces, you're only getting like checkered skirt or some kind of argyle pattern for the pleated skirt, which doesn't really do much justice to like source material and stuff. So what I kind of needed to go through is just clear out the template and then kind of zoom in and see if I can kind of create that dog tooth pattern I'm looking for. But from this section alone, I'm trying to see like what are my colors I'm working with, because for the most part, you still want to keep the line separation, but at the same time, you want a good, diverse gradient between your grays and light grays. So then that way you can kind of create that back and forth between the positive and negative light. So from here, just to kind of get us kicked off, I'm just splitting up the shape into colors so that way it's like easy to replicate for your guys' sake. So for that red one, it's going to be like an L shape, followed by the next section of it, which is going to be kind of a square, an incomplete one that's just going to hang over the corner of that L. And then I want to go in with some legs on the side. Might need to fix that though. For this one, on and off, I kind of needed to redo the video about a dozen times over because I couldn't exactly like replicate my work. So, which leads us to my final attempt. So from here, I'm just gonna go back over with the gray color paint, and then hopefully I won't need to change the shape again. But what I'm gonna do here now is to kind of move the shape up to the top leftmost corner, and then for each pattern going down the line, I'm just gonna carry it over by like 6 units and then drop it down by 1. And from here, in just the red color dye, I'm just kind of showcasing like this is how the pieces will connect from one unit to the next. Yeah, once again, hopefully this is easy to follow to the letter. If not, it really is up to you guys to kind of find your own way to achieve the pattern. Again, right there, it's just going to be a little bit of overlap as that left leg is kind of touching like the sort of the right kneecap of the shape there. Alright, but now that's out of the way, I'm just gonna re-dye the color and just kind of hone in on the pattern. But yeah, this tutorial is like the toughest one there is, given that there's a lot of repetition, so it's not as easy to copy and paste this stuff over, given that you can't just exactly like select on certain elements and such. You could also easily get lost trying to copy over pieces you didn't necessarily mean to copy. So from here, you might see me do a lot of backtracking. Otherwise, I'm just kind of creating like a textile template here and just kind of expanding on it each segment of the way until I kind of achieve the full print. From here, there's an overlay setting on the sidebar toward the menu, which can be activated through ZR, which kind of, as the name implies, creates the overlay, which is just kind of dragging the selection on top of one another to create like the overlap. For the most part, it doesn't really do any interference at all with just the original template lines, but what it instead does is kind of surface that beneath it, so I can still go about my work but not exactly ruin the original binding, because you still have to kind of create the textured and layerness in the pattern. Afterwards, for time saving, I'm just kind of doing what I can to copy and paste over entire sections of the skirt so that I can put them upon the other empty spaces. Afterwards, I can go back in to re-dye the pattern into the darkest most color on the palette, so then that way I can fine-tune those details before going in with my second color to kind of fill in those empty spaces. Which brings us to the second part of the tutorial, which will be covering the blazer. For this one, there's already a custom pattern preset that will kind of give us just about all the necessary requirements for completing the design. But from here, the only minor adjustments we'll be making is kind of repositioning the buttons, changing up the colors a little bit, and redoing the collar piece. And because this is my first attempt at the design, this isn't going to be a one-to-one tutorial showing you like exactly which line on the entire board to kind of do it at. So for this one, it's recommended to kind of use your best estimated guess, as well as keep drawing back to the reference photos so you can achieve the desired look. And this brings us to the end of the tutorial of the Hyakao Academy uniform from Kakegurui, with the dogtooth pattern style pleated skirt, as well as the Academy uniform blazer. For those of you guys who made it to the end of the video, thank you guys for watching. This is NTO Martin02 signing off, and see you in the next one. If you guys like to see more tutorials like this, please make sure to get those likes up. Much appreciated. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.